Okay, here with the Yale Half-Euro cylinder, courtesy of Randy Perkins. No key to demonstrate, so the task from this point is only to pick this lock open and go with my trusty Sparrows tool here, and we're going to see if we can work ourselves around this keyway. Going in from the bottom and trying to scoot around the warding. Just find a pin and scoot around the warding and try and set it into place. Now, I'm not entirely confident that some of these pins are in fact going into place. So I may have to very well employ some tricks to try and knock some of these pins down that are not properly being set. It's an old trick for locks with security pins. It feels like I might be trying to overset that. So let's see what's going on up the front of this lock for a second. Okay, let's try something. Just a quick bit of scrubbing. Try and knock some things out of a horribly set situation. Oops. And that lock is open. We don't want to run out of time here. We thank you very much. If you have any questions, we'll be glad to answer them offline. It's been a pleasure seeing you guys at DEF CON again this year. That's it. Thank you very much, everybody. Okay, and just loosen up off the tension a little bit. And try and knock a couple of these pins out of a horribly set position and go back through the lock and feel for some changes. I feel this pin here has dropped back down. And if I can scoot around the warding. Grr. I don't want to reset the whole thing. So again, I'm just going to try and use a little bit of trickery to try and knock a couple of these pins into a slightly better position for me to work with them again. Not quite sure how this is going to work out for me, but you know, it's lockpicking for you. You've got to try things sometimes. So I can place my pick carefully here. Oops. Let me
check this pin for a second. If I could stop from slipping off of this pin, that would be awesome. Okay, I feel like I've again set something badly. So again, I'll just try and bash a few things around with a quick scrub and go back through the lock and then feel for a pin. It feels like it might want to go into place. Maybe this one. Definitely this one. That's the one. Yahoo! So, a bit of an effort to get into this Yale Kitemarked Euro, or Half-Euro, but mission accomplished. As I said, I'm not against using tricks. So let's get down to the nitty-gritty of having a look inside this lock. What I'll do now is I'll quickly reframe and see if I can bring in for a slightly closer look at these pins. Back with you in a second. Okay, back with you again with a slightly closer view. And to start with, you can see here that we have fairly uniform length springs down here. Although this last one seems to be a slight bit longer. But they're all steel springs. In terms of key pins, we have all standard pins from 1 through 6. Looks like we have a couple of stainless steel anti-drill pins up here in front. So looking at the driver pins, we have a standard in 1, we have a standard in 2, and in 3, 4, 5, and 6 we have not mushrooms, as I was expecting, but spool pins. We have it in the plug here. We have a, well, let me drag that in a little bit further. We have a couple of anti-drill pins here on either side of the plug, in between the first and second chamber. And in each of these chambers we have counter milling. I'm not too sure if you can see that clearly, but just in case you cannot, I will take a photograph of this at the end to try and display that counter milling a little bit more clearly. So the counter milling as I may have said before, if I didn't fast forward through it, would be the reason I felt like I was setting pins, but I didn't feel like they were being set completely, and that ended up being why I resorted to tricks to try and scrub a little through and just bump the suckers, that final little bit, up into place. It was either that or I just kept poking around like a maniac. So that's what we have inside this lock, and I'd like to say thank you to Randy Perkins for sending it along. I will dig through my keys and see if I can't make a key for this. I don't really have much in the way of Yale blanks, but I may have a second-hand key that I might be able to modify into something with. But that's probably enough waffle from me. So I'll say thanks again to Randy Perkins for this cool and fun lock. I'll say peace and respect to you all. That is to anyone that bothered to watch this little bit of messy picking. Wish you all peace and respect and happy pickings, legal of course, and I'll catch you on another day. Bye for now.